Everybody, welcome to Muscular Development's preview of the Toronto Pro Super Show happening this Sunday in Toronto, Canada. Joining me, one of the greatest 212 bodybuilders, 202 bodybuilders of all time, the legend, the Boston Mass. Please welcome Jose Raymond. What's up, Jose?
What's happening, Ron?
Yeah, too much, not too much. So we just saw New York Pro recently. Then there was a Cali Pro. This contest season is kicking right along. There's a show every damn weekend now for quite a while. Did you catch any of there wasn't a stream for Cali, but did you catch any, were you following along with the little tiny video clips and pictures that we could see?
Yeah, I did see some pictures. I was really impressed with Charles Griffin in Indy. Was it Indy? Yeah.
Yeah, were you at Indy? No, yeah, we're Blessing.
I wasn't there.
Blessing edged him out, barely.
Yeah, barely. And I think he was even slightly sharper here. Yeah. And I think it was a runaway. I think he won it pretty handily. Although Shaban is a little fuller, bigger. He wasn't nearly as sharp as Charles. So if Shaban improved even slightly in the past week, I would think he would get his first pro win. I don't think he's won a show yet.
You know, he did, but it was 2019, and this is the only reason I know it was like, I think it was just the Portugal show, because he came to the Olympia looking like ass that year. And I was like, where did this guy qualify for the Olympia? He's horrible. And then, you know, because he had some issues. I think he had injuries. Some shit had gone on with him. Then when he came back, he did some shows, I think 2021. I was like, or was it 2020? The next time I saw him, I was like, oh my, is that the same guy? Because this guy, I really was not impressed with him, but geez, I'm super impressed with him. I have to say something to Charles Griffin though before we continue, because he messaged me right after he won, showing me pictures. There's a lot of people saying he doesn't do the ab and thigh shot, that he just does a vacuum and holds a vacuum, like Bumstead does. And he showed me that at the Cali Pro, he showed me video and photos. He hits the correct standard abdominal and thigh shot. I don't know if he wasn't doing that in India. I know he wasn't because I was there. So Charles, my bad. You're hitting the shot right. But yeah, let's move on. So yeah, we're looking at this list for Toronto Pro, and yeah, Shaban, this could be his ticket to the Olympia. I don't think he needs to do any shows after this for points. I'm looking at the list, and there's a couple guys that could push him, but I thought Shaban was right there with Griffin. Like you said, just a little bit more condition, and who knows what would have happened. But,
so yeah, going back to when he won the Portugal Pro, I'm pretty sure he was 212 then, like weighed around 212.
Okay.
And now he's competing somewhere around 245.
Wow.
Yeah, and he's not tall. And he, I think if he goes somewhere in between those two, he can be very, very dangerous. If he probably looked like he could have sucked off 10 pounds and been really dry and really, really good. Yeah. He's got everything. He's balanced. He's not missing anything. He got huge legs. Yeah. Super full and round. I'd just like to see him a little drier. And I think, on paper, he's the winner at this show from what I can see. I'm also excited to see Joe Seaman again for the first time. That guy is just growing and growing and growing. And he typically brings really good condition too for such a big guy.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
One of the years I went to this, it wasn't 20, it was 17, 18 or 19. They have a pro qualifier like the day before. I think it finishes up that morning because Joe had gone from winning the amateur and turning pro to getting on the pro stage. I'm pretty sure it was the same day. If not, it was the next day. And he took like 4th or 5th. Yeah. It wasn't a bad lineup. So this guy's pretty damn good. And like I said, he's working hard. He's growing up there. I don't know what he weighs, but he's a big dude. Canada was much, much stricter with all the lockdowns than even we were here.
Yeah. And this is a good show. Toronto's a beautiful place. They put on a great event there. There's usually a really big expo that goes along with it. I've been to it a couple of times. I actually competed in it in 2013 and I won that one.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, which was one of my favorite appearances, actually. I was in really good condition. It was a week after I won the New York Pro.
Oh, okay.
And I kind of rushed the New York Pro. I got a call the last minute to do the show, so of course I obliged, and I was able to pull off the win over Samuel Haddad that day. But I had an extra week. Toronto was my actual goal.
Oh, that's
because
right.
I had done New York 4 years in a row, and I wasn't going to do it that year, but I did, and went up to Toronto, and really peaked for that show. And what a great show! What a great time! They put on a really good event there. The expo is usually pretty good, and they do like seminars on Sunday. So yeah, Ron does a really good job up there.
And can I say the Canadian people are much more polite? They really are so well mannered. They say pardon, excuse me, sorry. They're nicer. I don't know why. So we talked about Joe Seaman a little bit. The other guy I'm excited to see how he does is Andrea Muzzi. We saw there's two Andreas from Italy. They're both big dudes. This one they call him Muzilla. I think he's actually bigger than Andrea Presti. I could be wrong.
No, he's not.
He's not.
No, he's the smaller Italian. He actually beat Presti in Cali.
Yeah.
Which I was a bit confused about, because every picture I saw, I was super impressed by Presti in person. He is wide, he's big, he's in great condition. Yeah. The only shot that could be better for him is a little more back detail in the rear double. Every other shot was really good. He's wide. Man, is he a big dude.
Yeah.
And he just looks good on stage. He's a sharp dude. He's tall. He was second in New York, right?
Yeah, he took second in Blessing. So there you go.
Yeah. So unless his condition was off, which I couldn't really tell in Cali, I think they missed him. I just think somehow they missed him. And because the comparisons I saw, I don't know. I would have had Presti ahead of Muzzy. But since Muzzy was fourth in Cali, I expect to see him in that first call out again, and probably do better than he did in Cali.
Yeah, I can say, based on, I think it was Isabel Terrell made a post with a bunch of pictures, or a few posts. She said Presti had lost a little bit. He had faded. And I think even he said that in his Instagram, because these both of these guys you're going to see a lot more of them. I'm glad these guys are getting over here and letting the American fans and judges and everyone really get a look at them, because they keep doing these European shows. That's great, but there's a whole audience over here that really is unaware of. A lot of fans here, we don't really follow necessarily a Portugal Pro show, or we're lazy.
Milos did a nice post recognizing their coach, Mauro Sassi.
Team Stone.
Yeah, and he spoke very highly of him. I guess Milos may have coached him at one point.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and this guy's, he's one of those guys that puts everything into it. He travels with them. He does everything with his guys, and is very supportive. And so I expect that Mozilla will be very competitive in this show.
And the Mr. Persistence Award, it's got to go to Colorado's Dorian Haywood. He was in both of these shows, and he's still trying to tighten up, do whatever that the judges want him to do, and place higher. I did think he looked better in New York than he did in Indy. I think he looked a little better at the finals for New York. Him and his coach, his longtime coach, Dave Kalick, they're really trying to find the perfect balance with fullness and condition, all that, which is never easy. But he's a first call out guy. He's super enthusiastic, a lot of muscle mass. I hope he does well. I wish him well.
I just think they need to stop thinking so much. Just come in the best condition you can. He's a big guy. He's a really big guy. Yeah. So if he's in good condition, he's going to be competitive. Right. Don't try to be too full, because then, he loses a little bit of that crispness. Just be your best condition. I love his attitude. He does it. He's having fun every show, no matter where he places. He's up there having fun and enjoying the time that he's got. And I like that guy. I hope he brings it a little tighter, and he's another one who could very well be top 3 guy there.
Yeah, I mean he's been coming up the ranks. I remember just a couple of years ago, he was always like a second or third call out guy. He never got a first call out. So
Yeah.
he's been working hard and doing the business of bodybuilding. Eslam Muhammad, we saw this guy at the Boston Pro. I think he lives in New York. Probably, I think we found out he was Egyptian. That's why we were expecting great things from him, because
Yeah.
Egyptians are like the greatest bodybuilders in the world right now. But yeah, big dude. He was a second or third call out guy in the Boston show. But this is a little smaller show. It's not as competitive a lineup. Could be a chance for him to get a good look.
Yeah, he brought good condition. I think he might have been a little light in the legs. He, as you said, he's a big guy with really good arms and good striated pecs, and he's got some knockout shots. It's just, I if I remember correctly, I think his lower body was a slightly behind his upper body.
Yeah,
big wide guy with a real small waist. He's got a great taper. I just think he needs a little in the lower half.
Yeah. And the final guy we'll talk about in the open, from Czech Republic, Slavoj Bednar. He competed in both India and New York. I saw him at both shows. You saw him at New York Pro. That Eastern European muscle quality, muscle maturity look. A lot of them have that real dense, detailed muscle. He's definitely got that.
He looked like a slightly older guy, like he's been around for a while. Real grainy, hard, mature look to his physique. He might have a few injuries that he's fighting with. I noticed something in his leg, but he's really, really got that European grainy hard look to him.
Yeah. So we wish you well, Slavoj. I met him with Hector at a gym in Indianapolis. He speaks pretty good English, and he's hoping to really move up in the sport like all these guys are. So I wish him well. 212 division, that was your wheelhouse. I didn't recognize a lot of the names, but I did recognize one because you've reminded me this guy is probably at least as old as me, if not older, which is commendable, because we thought Dexter Jackson at 51 was like, that was like a mummy compared to these young cats.
He was in his 50s when I competed with him.
Who, Junho was?
Yes, I'm going to say he's 55, 56 years old.
Wow. God bless him. God bless him.
Still incredible skin. He still has legs. He got big, heavy pecs. He's a little guy. I mean, he's probably my height, and he can't be more than 185 pounds. But he's real well put together, great poser, and always brings good condition. So if all these other guys aren't spot on, he could beat him. I mean, he's won shows in the last year or two.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And, I say this a lot, and I'm saying it as a complimentary thing to the Koreans. I hope none of them take offense. They all have the most fantastic legs, these massive quads, big bulging calves.
Yeah.
I have never seen a Korean bodybuilder with weak legs. Have you?
No.
There must be like one or two somewhere, but man, like the young guy we saw in New York, I can't recall his name.
Oh yeah, the mass.
Yeah, the mass. Man, that guy's legs were nuts, just nuts.
Yeah.
So classic. I didn't recognize any names. Sure, somebody's going to be an emerging. That's a division where every few shows somebody comes out of the woodwork we never heard of, and they're awesome. So I would not be surprised if someone comes out of this show as they'll be talking about him like top 5 for the Olympia or something, which is sometimes a little hasty, but they do it. Women's bodybuilding. I recognized a couple of the names, and they were both in the last 2 shows. You were at New York Pro. You saw Michelle Jin take 3rd place. It's pretty good. She was good. And I was at the Indy Pro as well before that. And Lisa Kudry from Canada, she took 3rd place. So those are 2 names I'd be looking for if I was there, just to see if they're the front runners. Now, bikini. Ashley Kaltwasser now holds the record for most pro wins of any IFBB Pro League athlete. It was, Dexter had 29. I think she's up to like 31 or 32 at this point. So unless something crazy happens here, this former 3-time Olympic bikini champ, Ashley Kaltwasser, I think she might stack on yet another win to the record and make it that much more solid. But you pointed out another great competitor in bikini, Ellie Fernandez from Mexico. So You never know. You never know. That could be the one to knock her off at
She's
this
won
show.
a few shows. She places high in just about every show. She's got a really nice look to her. I would I'd be willing to bet she's going to be in the first call out.
Yeah.
I don't recognize all the other names, but
it's it's a good chance for a lot of these people because sometimes if they go to a bigger show, they just get buried. There's too many people, especially like bikini. There might be 30 of them, or figure there might be 30 of them. So
right.
This is a good chance, these shows, for them to really get a look and maybe even win or get a nice placing. Finally, women's physique division. Again, a lot of names I wasn't familiar with, but you pointed out one that I have seen before, and I know she is very good. Eleanor Dobernina from right there in Canada. Yeah.
Yeah, so I met her at the Olympia obviously a few years back. I think 2018. We went into the meet and greet together. She was by herself. Very nice girl. She gets absolutely peeled. Yeah. I don't know where she's from. She's not. I think she's European, living in Canada.
Yeah.
But she has that crazy skin, like translucent skin, striated glutes, striated everything. Yeah. Very, very impressive. I've seen pictures of her that are just so bananas. It would not surprise me if she wins this show.
Yeah. So I want everyone to know there is going to be a pay-per-view. You can go.
Hey, hold on. Oh. Mindy O'Brien.
That can't. Come on. That it said Minnie on the thing. That can't be the Mindy O'Brien.
It's got to be.
No. What division?
Women's physique. She's shredded.
No, I know she is. Mindy, every time I see her, she's ripped. But you think she's coming out of retirement for this?
Well, come on. Mindy O'Brien from Canada, St. Catharines, Ontario.
Okay.
I bet it's her.
Yeah, I should check her Instagram. Mindy O'Brien, fitness trainer coach. That's her name on Instagram. Yeah, I don't see any update pics. It's all, photo shoots and stuff.
Yeah, well, she's ripped year round. She don't need an update post. I'd love to see that.
Pulling a fast one like Arnold did.
She's probably early 40s.
Yeah, every time I've seen her at a show, sometimes I'm a clown and I make her flex for a picture or something.
Crazy.
Splits between the bis and tris, striated delts.
Yeah, beautiful girl too. She
petite.
Doesn't take much to look like that for her.
Yeah, she stays. I don't think she's more than like 5 pounds over like contest condition ever.
Yeah, I think she's hopped around between division to division, like figure for a bit, maybe even bikini.
She was fitness was where she really shined. I think she won a lot.
There you go. She's going to compete in every division.
Okay. Maybe wellness could be next. So I'm glad you said that because I saw that and I said, that can't be the Mindy O'Brien. That's somebody else with the same name. But yeah, you're right. How many Mindy O'Briens could be jumping into women's physique?
Maybe it's her daughter, Minnie O'Brien.
It said Minnie. That's the thing. It was a typo on the list, but
yeah,
I said, that can't be Mindy O'Brien, can it?
Yeah, it is. It is.
That'd be interesting if she does win this because I hope she's probably about 40 now, maybe a little over 40. But yeah, you wouldn't know it looking at her. Phenomenal. So the website, guys, for the show, if you want to get the pay-per-view, we encourage you to support all the shows, is Toronto Pro Show. Hang on, I lost it. It's torontoproshow.com. There's separate packages for the judging and the finals. And then on Instagram, if you want to follow them, it's Toe Pro Super Show on Instagram. And yeah, please support the show. Ron Hache and his team, they're a great crew up there. Everything started on time. They're so helpful. I wish I was going up there. I miss Toronto. You're right. It's a very clean city.
Oh yeah, it's only an hour flight for us, hour and change.
Yeah,
a lot of cool people up there.
You guys know. So, guys, I want to encourage you while you're on Instagram to follow this guy at the Boston Mass, 2 E's, thebostonmass.com. What about the website? You want to promote that?
No, follow me on Telegram as well.
What is Telegram?
Telegram is a platform where Evan Senapani, everyone knows him, started where there's about 10 of us now. It's myself, Evan, Flex Lewis, Frank McGrath, Guy Sistanino, Lee Priest, James Hollingshead, Fuad Abiyad, Antoine Vaillant, Juji Muju, Mufi Juju. Who else did I miss out? Anyone? Chris Tuttle.
Oh wow.
I said Frank McGrath.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's 10 of us on there that are just shooting the shit every day. People can go on and view our nonsense and ask questions. It can be nutrition related. Usually every day, each guy will come up with a question and then we just talk. So you can go on Telegram and join Senapani's circle and follow us all. You'll see us on our everyday lives, mowing the lawn, cooking meals, giving advice. It's really, really funny and fun to watch.
So is this like an app? You just get it in the App Store? Telegram?
Yeah,
Okay.
Telegram.
Okay.
It's really cool. Really cool. You get inside access that you don't see every day.
Yeah.
You don't see it on Instagram. There's nobody really plugging their stuff or not. It's just normal everyday stuff.
Yeah. I was listening to you because while we were driving to New York, New Jersey last week was the last week. You were listening to it and you were doing it. And I was like, what is this? This is crazy. Because it really was just all these top stars talking about all kinds of crazy shit.
It's awesome.
I was getting distracted. I wanted to keep listening to it, but I'm trying to concentrate on the driving.
It's a way to see the real person because everyone's so loose and it's not an uptight thing at all. They're not trying to be someone they're not. They're just most of the time. I mean, James Hollinshead's either on the shit or in the tub every time. So it doesn't get any more, in depth than that.
On the shitter or on the tub. Now you've got my attention.
Yeah, you got to go check it out.
I spend a lot of time on the shitter myself, so that sounds cool. All right, cool. So yeah, everybody, I'll be doing a little bit of wrap-ups on Sunday with the show, so you'll see that on this channel, but TorontoProShow.com for all the info on the scheduling, the pay-per-view and all that. And yeah, this Telegram thing, this app sounds very intriguing with Jose and all those other top stars he talked about, so check that out. And of course, follow him on Instagram, the Boston Mass. Jose, thank you so much for doing this with me.
My pleasure, buddy.
And I forgot, I actually looked up your contest winnings, and it is incomplete on musclememory.com. It did not have the Toronto Pro win on there. So I'm glad
they have missed a lot. Don't go by Muscle Memory.
I'm glad you brought it up though, because I would have mentioned it if I had known you had won the show. And yeah, thank God you mentioned it. So yeah. All right. Well, everybody, thanks for watching this Muscular Development's preview of the Toronto Pro Super Show with Jose Raymond. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Peace.
Yeah, buddy.